I think Shelby Church doesn't understand what rentals or business is.
Finishes and everything. It's an older building that was renovated, so it feels kind of like a flip. Like it feels like they did just like sort of a cheap job, but like honestly, it works. Like I would be fine with it. But what I'm not fine with is the lighting of this one. It's north. It
Well, with lighting, you can obviously put in other lights or put a lamp. Like these things, this is what I'm talking about. I don't think she understands what business is. Why are you going to go ahead? You said it's an older building. So think about what an older building is. An older building is, it could be 30, 40, 50 years, right? With an older building, there's neighbors. You have neighbors. Those neighbors that bought the house 15, 30 years, they're still in that house. The other half have new owners and they're in that house. And guess what? Some of them are just living there and they're not going to renovate. They're not going to spend any money and put all that work into stuff that they're already paying for because they're so used to it. Once you're used to a home, very seldom you ever paint the walls again. This very seldom they ever change up the floor, put carpet down, put tile, put hardwood floors. Very seldom you put a new roof on. They're not going to go and say, "Hey, let's put a roof on every 10 years." They're not going to do it. People are not going to upkeep their place after, because then it's stuff that comes into life. Everybody's working, everybody's busy, everybody's tired, everybody has things that are going on in life. And you don't understand this about business. This is a place, an apartment, a condo that you're trying to rent. And you said, "Oh, well," and I know you, it's Shelby Church. I know what it is. I know you think because you have that place. I think you guys have a condo in Seattle, and the other video I know the Palm Springs, and I know you did that. You spent like 700,000, and you put like 100, 200,000 down, and that's a great start. But it's way too much. Your renovations, when you said that you spent 76,000 on the backyard, you're wasting all this money for. You got to think about income. So think about it in business sense. This is why you guys need to go to. That's why you guys need to learn. Go to college, take some class, understand some just some basic business knowledge. You're not going to learn this off YouTube. You have to learn this by experience and actually going to school and understanding this and having a sense, a way to it. If you have parents that's been in the business, if you have family that's learned from, because they'll know more than you think. And if they've done it and they live by it, they make a career out of it, they will know, and they do know because they've done it. When you purchase a property like this, it probably was outdated. It probably had older lamps right there. I know they've changed this out. These new sets up here, they either have these installed, which it probably did. Looking at these caps, I can just tell that they probably had those rewired from this. Brought them over, drilled a hole, put the new wiring so they can connect these two lamps, these dual lamps. I already know that they did that for sure. The countertop, of course, they're not going to spend on real granite, on real marble, on a laminate. Probably old, probably the cheap, the lowest price thing they could find. The cheapest thing is better because it's a rental. Of course, these panels, the side, I don't even know what kind of floor this is. Let me see. I can't tell by this photo. I can't hold on. I can't tell by this photo. I can't tell. Let me see. I can't tell if it's vinyl or if it's tile or what kind of tile. I can't tell because there's also, it kind of looks to me it kind of looks plasticky, but I can't really tell because there's no, I can't see the texture, I can't see, all I see is a color, like what I'm seeing on the camera, what I'm seeing on my laptop. So I'm looking through both of them, but I'm so far away I can't even really see. But anyway, if I was there, I would know what it is. In person, I would know exactly when it was installed, how recently, just by looking at the material, just by looking at. And so obviously, you look over here to the right side, you see that stainless steel fridge. Well, of course, you think they're really going to pay $5,000 for a new fridge? Of course not. They're going to buy a $800 to $1,000 fridge, stainless steel, to make it look good, make it last a little longer, maybe, but they're not going to give you a top of the line peekaboo windows. They're not going to give you a TV screen. They're not going to give you an ice maker from the outside. They're not going to give you a heating and cooling. You know what I mean? I just saw when you passed by in that room, I saw the air conditioner. It's just an air conditioner that's, I think they just drilled it through the wall. Of course, if they did that, I mean, obviously you know what it is. And back here, if you see that, that's that range. And well, with all that, that's stovetop. It looks like it's stainless steel as well. Of course, I can't see from here. Um, they're not gonna pay, $1,000 for that stuff. 10,000, 5,000, 3,000. They probably put 500 down, 400. They're not gonna spend all that money, and then you wonder why. Well, Shelby, I'll tell you why. And I don't understand why your dad and your parents aren't telling you this. Shelby Church, this is business. That's what it's called. You're not going to spend 50,000 on a renovation on a kitchen when you're going to rent it. 25,000 or less, but you're not going to spend 50,000. Why would you do that? So somebody could come in there and break it, and then what? You have to pay the repair unless you can do it yourself? And you're going to have to hire someone that's going to charge you double, maybe triple, because they know you can't do it, so they can get it. That's called business. That's why you don't spend. When you told me that, or when you said on the video that you spent 76,000 and you spent 76,000 in the backyard, that's crazy to me. For a rental, you couldn't even make that in a year. Plus, you had to take out all the expense. You got to take out the property taxes, the insurance, the mortgage. I mean, by the time it's going to drain, by the time you pay all that personal income tax, and by the time you do all that, you're not going to come out with 20, 30,000 profit a year. Plus all the debt that you owe, because you had to pay it in full before you can even consider any profit. But that's going to take 15, 30 years. Even with your salary, 7 years. Unless you just spend your whole devotion and spend all your money on YouTube that you make. But, just looking at this, even if you make 20 or 40,000, you're going so high above your means that the profit results for that, I could probably go down, spend 3 or 400,000 and make 5 or 6,000 a month coming in. Easy peasy. What you're doing is spending millions of dollars for half the price and not getting it's just business. It's about the income, and by the time, 20, 40 years pass by, you're not going to have that income. It's not going to be at the level that you want, because then now you're going to have to start doing repairs because everything's going to start breaking down. You're going to have to start getting new pipes. You're going to have to get new lines. You have to replace. I mean, by this time, you've replaced the roof twice. You've replaced everything 2 or 3 times already. The kitchen sinks, the refrigerators, the stoves, all the appliances, all the furniture, everything that you use is and it won't last 10 years. It doesn't last that long, especially if you have tenants. On this one, probably the worst thing is that you kept saying, oh, but it looks cheap. That's business. If they wanted it to be fancy, you're not going to pay, because look at around the area. They're not going to spend $100,000 on this kitchen, because no one else is going to spend $100,000 on their kitchen. And then when they sell it or if they're trying to for a condo or whatever this apartment is, if they try to resell it, guess what's going to happen? Or may rent it out? No one's going to pay that top price because of the area.